I watched the 5th episode of Game of Thrones last night, and I don't even know what to say about it because I feel like every single scene was just a bam scene, was just so good. And then the ending was just... What do you even say to that ending? Horrible. I felt like it was such a good episode. I think it was the best one yet. I think it was a new director who directed it, so good job to that guy. So it opened with a bang. I thought that was going to be the peak of the episode. Obviously it wasn't. And it was a scene where Sansa gets up, she's all tough, and she goes to Littlefinger and she's like, no, I don't need your army.
You freed me from the monsters who murdered my family, and you gave me to other monsters who murdered my family.
I think that Littlefinger is obviously going to end up going against Sansa, but I kind of think that the way that that's going to happen is that her uncle doesn't actually have an army for her. Like, maybe that's a trap because she only knows it from him. And he's obviously plotting something against her. And I think that it's going to come back to bite her that she didn't tell Jon Snow that it was from him that she got that information. Then there's the Greyjoy family, where there's Theon, and then there's his sister, and she wanted to be queen, but then the brother of their dad came in, and he was like, no, let me be king. And it kind of went back and forth for a little bit. Turns out they lost, he won, because he was like, well, yeah, I did kill your king, and it's because he was doing a bad job. So...
I did. I killed him.
Threw him right over a rope bridge and watched him fall.
And then the people were like, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. How about you be the king? You make good decisions. And the tough one. You make the tough cuts, like killing people.
Where are my niece and nephew? Let's go murder them.
So then we go to Dany. She's with Jorah and Dario. And the scene just kind of creeped me out a little, to be honest with you, because at the beginning, I think she was like 13 in the books. So now she's like 16, maybe. Don't quote me on the ages, but she's definitely a teenager. And there's Jorah, who, like, I realize that, like, he's lived a rough life. He looks like could be her father. And he's like, I love you, Dany. I love you. And he's crying. And she's like, oh, I've banished you twice. And you've saved me twice. And he was like, oh, yes, I have done that.
I command you to heal yourself and then return to me.
I like that guy, Jorah. So I hope he does find the cure. And then maybe, like, leave Dany alone for a little bit and then come back.
Boy, you should know that I've got you on my mind.
I'm disappointed to say that I think I was very wrong with my wish from last week about Brienne of Tarth and Tormund, the wildling fellow. I think that this episode made it pretty clear that they probably don't know each other from somewhere, and they probably are going to fall in love, or at least have some kind of, like, romantic thing going on at some point. I think that she's one of those girls who's like, oh no, I don't like him, but secretly she does, because she's not used to people liking her, so he obviously likes her enough, and she's not used to it. She doesn't know how to respond to it, so she's gonna pretend like she doesn't like him, but she actually does.
Touching hands.
Bran messed up big time this episode. He got touched by the White Walker guy. And it brought all the White Walkers to their tree place. The man in the tree, the three-eyed raven, was like, now it's time for you to become me. And Bran was like, am I ready for that? And he was just like, nope. Straight up no.
Am I ready? No.
The White Walkers came to the tree, and the girl who was helping Bran went out there and she was like, here they are, we've got to go. Bran is still attached to the tree trying to get all the information, and she's like, Hodor, help! And he's just sitting like, Hodor, 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 Hodor.
Hodor, Hodor.
Then Bran in Old Winterfell is like, we need Hodor. And so somehow he wargs with old Hodor while he's back in time.
Hodor.
And this Hodor finally gets up and he's like, okay, let's go, Hodor, Hodor. And they go. And they're running through the tree, which is way deeper than I thought it was. I didn't realize it was that big. First, Bran's wolf dies, which is the second wolf in 3 episodes to die. There aren't that many wolves left. It was really sad. I was like, oh no, this must be the saddest thing that's going to happen this episode.
Hold the door!
I was wrong. Hodor's being like strangled and scratched and killed. He's just like taking it, holding the door. As current Hodor's dying, young Hodor's like, hold the door, hold the door, Hodor, Hodor.
Hodor, 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 Hodor.
And then that's how he became Hodor, and Hodor is dead. I just sat there for a good 2 minutes after I watched this episode. I don't even understand what happened. Like, did now Hodor remember that time from when he was young Hodor and he became Hodor? Does he remember that? And did he know this whole time that he was gonna hold the door closed and die? Because I feel like that would make sense, and that would be so tragically sad if that was true. In memory of the tragic deaths of Hodor and of Bran's wolf, cue the death montage.
Got to 50! What's in the box? Came down from heaven and stopped me. Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. What? What are you doing? Backstab. Huh? No!
I just don't have it in me to make any predictions this week. No predictions, I'm out.